All right, YouTube, long time no see. Hey, I've been in training, so that's why I haven't been making videos, but hey, we back and we with it, you feel me? So, let's get into the video. All right, let's get it.
So the question is, I just wanted a Big Mac. Tired of your shit, drill son.
So let's get into it. First, I want to start off with my first memory of basic training. When I first got there, actually, I made the worst mistake by far of anything that I have done in basic training. My first day there was my worst mistake. So, when I first got there, we were lining up against the wall. That's something you do there. So you get there, you line up by your bed in your locker. So you have to stand there, they teach you some positions and stuff like that, and they're yelling and they're running through your stuff and everything like that. So while I was going to my wall locker, while I was going to my bed, the MTI was going through the cross section. So there's two bays, there's an A bay and there's a B bay, basically. So there's two kind of rooms in this one building that we all sleep in. And I didn't see him coming, he didn't see me coming, he bumped into me. Now, if you know anything about basic training, you cannot touch your instructors at all. You can't even get relatively close to them at all. First day, we collide, we shoulder bump, like literally boom, straight into my MTI. He goes nuts. He goes crazy on me. I'm talking screaming. I'm the example. I was the example the first day of basic training. It doesn't feel good to be the example. So, he's sitting there, he's in my face, oh, you're not gonna make it, you're not gonna no way make it through this, blah, 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 blah. And it hit me so hard. I have never, words can't affect me. I get, everybody says, man, I'm gonna laugh at these people's face, but when you're there, these people are trained on how to yell at people. They go to a certain school to learn how to yell at people. Like, you could think you tough and you could think you not gonna, that they stuff not gonna get to you, it's gonna get to you. It broke me down, man. The first day I was like, oh my goodness, how could I do that? I had all these plans, man. I was gonna be the best. And I sit here and run into my MTI. It was tough. Stay away from your MTI. Stay away from everybody. Just keep your own bubble, man. Keep your own bubble. I did. Turns out trial running is the worst, hardest, most deadliest snake pit type job ever. And now that I think back to it, he gave it to me because I shoulder bumped him. Most definitely, no doubt about it. This was my punishment. So what the chow runner does is every meal, so we eat 3 times a day, every meal, the chow runner has to go in and report the flight in to the desk of MTIs. Now, mind you, it's already hard talking to one MTI. You have to report in to like a board of 4 MTIs, and you're sitting there and you're like shaking because you have to say stuff exactly the way it was written down, and you get a night to memorize the paper. I'm up all night trying to memorize this paper. I go up there and I'm like, couldn't even get it out. Couldn't even get it out. And they go nuts. They go crazy. Are you serious? You had all this time? Mind you, I had less than probably 2 hours to remember a whole paragraph or 2. One huge pro about Air Force basic training is the food. Man, they can cook. It was good. There was not a time where I went in there and I was like, I don't want this, or this place is nasty, or it's jail food. Basic can feel like jail now, but the food does not feel like jail at all. The food was good. So a lot of people always ask like, what's sleeping like? You can get 8 hours of sleep. Now, for my situation, I slept top bunk for the whole basic training, and I slept by a window, so it was kind of hard for people that like can't sleep with a little light. MTIs, the people there instructing you, the people there doing your training, I see why they're always grumpy, man. We were up early, we were sleep late. These people did not sleep. Promise you, they did not sleep. You would go to sleep, your MTI was there with you all night. He was doing night raids on you, which is another thing I'll get into about night raids. And he would be there in the morning to wake you up. Like, when did you sleep? You know what I mean? This is why they're so grumpy. This is why they're always yelling. They get no sleep at all. At all, they get no sleep, period. One thing about sleep, like, so we get our beds and we get assigned our section and you get assigned your bay. Your bunkmate is probably gonna be your strongest friend throughout basic training, because when you wake up, it's you and him with those beds. So those beds have to be made in a certain amount of time. They have to be made. I know for my flight, you couldn't work on your bed by yourself. You had to have a battle buddy helping you out with the bed because they made it so much faster. And it seemed like impossible times that our MTUs was telling us to make. Like, you gotta make, say, 65 beds, and they had to be made like tuck tight. You've seen a military bed. If not, I'll do a video on that too. Tuck tight, no wrinkles, 12 inches. I'm talking about flip back, hospital corners, no tug type bed. In 2 minutes, 65 beds. So I had a lot of jobs in basic training. I was selected for PT monitor, chow runner, guidon bearer, and I eventually ended up to be beast monitor and stuff like that. So, oh, and EC monitor too. So the best job I had, and the best job I could recommend for anybody, I'll make a video on this, but I'll tell you right now as well, the best job to get in military basic training is guidon bearer. Now, it's gonna require maybe some ROTC experience, maybe some JROTC experience, because it's such a fast learning job. You gotta know how to march before everybody else. If you focus on practicing marching before you go in, you could probably get this job. But basically, they pick the best marcher out. The person that can stand at attention, look the sharpest, keep facial expressions clean. And that's the person that carries the flight. Basically, that's the person that represents the flight out in front. You carry the guide on back. You carry the staff with your flight, your squadron's information on it, and you have to represent your flight. Like, you are the mascot for the flight. Being a guidon bearer, I had to go to practice every morning and every afternoon, which means I got to skip out on details. Details are where you clean up and just boring, and you're cleaning this and aligning this and sweeping this and scrubbing this and all of the basic training type of toilet scrubbing things you could think of. I was out on it. I was out marching, practicing, learning how to do, facial movements and stuff that I already knew how to do because I had JROTC experience. And guidon bearers were able to skip the lines because they had to go upstairs and shower, because we didn't shower with the rest of the flight because we were at practice. So we got to skip the lines and we got to eat first and eat for however long we needed to, because your MTI is not in there to rush you. So I was able to go in there and kind of just chill and eat, and I was just living it up in there, really. Towards 5th week, basic training starts to slow down. It doesn't start to slow down, but you start to learn things, and you start to learn how to do things, which make it seem like it's not moving at such a fast pace anymore, because you know how to do everything. So what we started doing then was weapons. We started learning how to disassemble and assemble the weapons, and just basically putting them together, taking them apart, and we would race and see how fast we could do it. So that's something that was kind of fun, but it got annoying after a while, because that's all we would do 24/7 is break down these weapons, put them back together, and by this time you knew exactly how to do it. It wasn't hard at all. But then you go into your clothing issue and you get your name tapes. When you get your name tapes on your uniform, you know that the end is close. It was the best feeling ever. We weren't walking around anymore, these nameless pieces of crap. You don't even carry a name. You don't represent your family or anything like that. We get our name tapes. We feel like we've actually learned something. We've deserved them. We earned them. And it felt amazing to get your name tapes on your uniform. And it was just great. Beast was a very fun experience. Didn't know what to expect at all. So leading up to Beast, you go to CBRN. So you learn how to wear a gas mask. You learn what it feels like to feel gas, toxic gas, and it was terrible. So when I watched videos before I went, they always said your eyes would burn and it would just be bad and you'd be coughing. What I didn't know is that my face would burn, my skin would burn, and I wouldn't be able to breathe. They said I'd be coughing, but I could not breathe. Like seriously, needles, it felt like needles were being stuck in my face. My eyes, could not open them at all. Even upon me leaving, like I didn't know what to, it's honestly, you can't explain it. You just can't explain it. It was terrible, honestly, it really was. But you roll into 7th week, 8th week, last weeks of basic training, and you go on your town pass, which means you go and you get to walk the base, literally. You get to go around and kind of tour the base and go onto the regular side and kind of, not the regular side, but you get to go out a little far out where you haven't been before, and you could buy food, McDonald's, Burger King. We haven't been, I ain't had ice cream in so long, so I think that's why I had some ice cream. It was super good. But you go and you kind of get to relax and take a break, make some phone calls, and it was just a great feeling. And then you get into graduation, which was even better, man. You get to go off base now and kind of tour San Antonio and just get a great feel for the actual community out there. And you feel like a transformed person after that towards graduation. You walk with higher shoulders and you know that you just did something. Literally, you just conquered something huge, and it was an honor to have that feeling and go out and be like that. So this has been my basic training experience video. Everything kind of summed up. I will go with a actual script later on, week by week, to explain to you guys what's going to happen. 0 week, what's going to happen 1st week, so that I know there's a lot of people that like to expect things. So I'll make those videos for you guys. Go ahead and subscribe, that way you get them, because they'll be out pretty soon. But that's it for today, guys. See you next time.
The North Side, one of the hardest.